Phil Ratcliffe, and welcome to another one of our live broadcasts. Today we've got Genevieve Villegas here with us with Homeless Family Foundation. So thanks so much for being here, Genevieve.
Absolutely. Thanks for inviting me.
So we'll give you a little bit of background. She is the Associate Director of Volunteers and Advancement for the Homeless Families Foundation. She has a good heart, so before that, you know, working with families and people, she actually worked for the Humane Society in Dayton, and then where you're from,
Right.
the Children's Hospital in Phoenix, and then almost a decade in working in marketing and event planning and so now you're using your skills to help more people.
Exactly, that's the plan.
Awesome. Well, just to get started here, explain to everybody what the Homeless Family Foundation is and what it is that you guys do.
All right. So we've been around for 30 years, and well, actually this year is 31. And what we do is we help families who are living in poverty or in crisis, and we help them get out of that situation and back on their feet. Our main focus are children. We feel it's unacceptable for a child to be homeless, not even for a night.
Absolutely.
And so the way we're going to help those kiddos is we got to help that entire family. And so a family, when they find themselves in a tough situation and they check into a shelter, they're then referred to us, and we have a case manager that works with them for 3 months and helps that family find housing quickly. Within, I think, 20-25 days we get them out of that shelter, help them with rental assistance, getting the lights turned on, connecting them with resources in the community that will help them get back on their feet. So if they're struggling with food, we connect them with the Mental Health Food Bank and so on and so forth. We are their advocates, because a lot of times our families, they've never experienced this before. They don't know what to do. This is all foreign to them.
Yeah.
And we know everybody in the community, so we'll hook them up with those resources and get them back on their feet.
Awesome. I think one of the things we were talking about before, but I just want to kind of bring up again, is that I think a lot of people, when they think about things like this, there's some people that maybe subconsciously or involuntarily mean about it, in terms of thinking that sometimes when people go through these things, it's their own fault,
Yep.
etc. But I think one of the awesome things that I learned about you guys that you do and your success rate is you try to get them back on their own feet within 3 months. And didn't you say you had like a 90% success rate?
We do, and so a lot of families that we help, this is their first time being homeless, and it is so easy. And I don't want to say easy, but they're living paycheck to paycheck. So you think about a single mother who has her kiddos, and she's working hard, and she's trying to make
one thing could throw them.
One thing, all it takes is one of her children getting sick, and she needs to stay home with them for a week or two, and she misses that paycheck, and that's it. And it doesn't mean that they don't have a family to go and double up with and live in their home. They probably do, but that's not an ideal situation.
Or it might be way out of town. Or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so that family has to take the first step and check themselves into a shelter, and then they'll be referred to us. And from that point on, we accept them as our own, and we do everything we can to help them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So tell us just a little bit about homelessness here, because I think a lot of people that may be watching this or that have the ability to help, we don't come in contact with it much, except for some guy standing with a sign on the side of the road or what, so that may not legitimately be homeless or what, so. And so I don't know that people have that contact to say, is it a real problem?
It absolutely is a real problem. And so last year we had a little bit over 1,400 families here in Columbus that are homeless, and that equates to nearly 3,000 children that are homeless. So our organization, last year we helped about 250 families, over 600 kids. These are all a bunch of numbers, which you guys are probably all used to.
Well, they can
but
pause and rewind.
Yeah, exactly. But we're making an impact in 600 kiddos' lives last year, and are going to continue to increase that number. But it is a real problem. I can tell you that not only are we helping families get out of homelessness and into their own place, but we have an education center that we feel like the way we're going to break this cycle of homelessness and poverty is through education. So let's start with our youth. Our kindergarten through 8th graders, we have an after-school program during the school year. They're there from 4 to 6:30 every single day, and it's not daycare by any means. We are working on their education. So yes, they go to school during the day, but when they come to us, they're still working on their schoolwork. They're reading and mathematics. And they're also here right now in our building for for the summer program. So they're in our building from 9 to 4 o'clock, and it is just a lively place. But our main goal is just to help them with their education and let them know that this current situation that they're in doesn't have to be their outcome, and we can break this cycle.
That's awesome.
Yep.
I think a lot of people, even people that are pretty well off, are cynical, like nobody cares about anybody else, etc. And something like this, you know, kind of like the old Bible thing, don't give a man a fish, but teach a man to fish.
Exactly.
You know, is a really super thing on multiple accounts. It's rewarding for the people helping, and it's also awesome for the people that get the help.
Yep.
And it removes a lot of that cynicism of nobody cares about each other or whatever, because I think there's absolutely a lot of people that do, and we need to show each other more so that we could not be as unhappy.
I agree. If you ever come to the Homeless Families Foundation, I encourage anybody who wants a tour of the building. My contact number information will be there, but please come to our building. From the outside, it doesn't look like much. It's a gray box of a building, but you go inside of it and there's murals everywhere, and it's just filled with hope and happiness. And now that the kids are there during the summer, it's loud and crazy and fun, and these kiddos, they're going through some tough times. They're not homeless. The kids that attend our education center, they're not homeless. They're living in poverty. They live around our area, which is we're in downtown, just east of downtown, but they're just like any other kids.
Sure.
They're silly and goofy and want the same things, and they want to do better in their life. And everyone who works at the Homeless Families Foundation, we love those kids to pieces, and they're so funny and just have the greatest personalities. I just love hanging out with them, and we just want to make a difference.
Well, I love all the pictures and stuff that you do, and you can see that on your all's Facebook and how you guys.
Kids.
Yeah. You recently went to Kings Island.
We
right?
did, yeah.
Right there.
Summer trip.
And then you guys post a lot of pictures of different things that you're doing, and interestingly, I don't see most people that do a lot of videos, but you guys post videos about things that are going on as well too. Which I think
every
is pretty
day
cool.
there's something different going on with our kids. I mean, the zoo stops by and they'll bring some critters with them, or just so many things are happening.
Jack Hanna.
Yeah, I wish Jack would show up, but
we'll tag him maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Watch
So I try to just jump in there and say, okay, let's do a Facebook Live video, because this is just too cool. We need to share this with everybody. How many kids get to experience this? And our kids are so appreciative and really get a kick out of our visitors.
Awesome. So I think you've done that a little bit, but tell us a little bit about the programs that you have. And I think you kind of box it into three main things, right?
Yeah. So we box it into three, but I always say the two major things that we do are it's stabilizing those families, but that's, again, they're in a homeless shelter, and we get them out of there and into their own housing that they can afford. Educating the family and the children, so that's our Dowd Education Center, working with them after school during the summer, but we also have a program called Spark, which is so cool. So our after-school program, it is kindergarten through 8th grade, but our Spark program focuses on those preschoolers. And so we have parent partners, staff members that go into the homes of these families that have preschoolers, and they work with the parents and teach them how to play and how to teach their child. Maybe these are skills that they weren't necessarily taught or
experienced
themselves when they were younger. And these parents, they don't have to do this. They come to us, they want this help and this training because they want their child to do better and be better. And so we're helping those kiddos.
Well, they say a lot of the difference between kids as they go through grades, like the ones that are really succeeding and the ones that are falling behind, is because the ones from homes where their parents continue to teach, or there's lots of books available for them to be able to read, etc.
Exactly.
Those kids continue to learn, whereas the other kids just go outside and play all the time and don't do anything.
Exactly.
And then there's the gap widens over time, so you guys are trying to address that.
We're trying to address that, and it's been said that every time there's a move, a family is experiencing homeless or poverty and they need to move to a different area, it's setting that child back 6 months in their schooling. So we're doing everything we can, trying to get involved with the kiddos before they even get into school, but now with their after school program, the learning continues at the Dowd Education Center.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. So tell us about some of the events that you guys have done in the past and what's
Yeah.
coming up, and how they work and contribute to what you guys do.
Gladly. Okay, so this is what I do. I'm not a teacher, I'm not a caseworker, but I am an events and marketing person, and so I've worked in corporate America, and it was fine, but I wanted to use my skills to do better. And
Sure.
so this is what I do, and this is how I can help, is I raise money for our families and for our programs. So, next Saturday, on July 15th, we have this awesome event coming up. It's a cycling event. It's our 4th year. We have 4 courses. I encourage all families, they can come out and participate, because we have a 3-mile ride. This takes place in New Albany. I should say that, New Albany High School. 3-mile ride, and then for those crazy cyclists, we have a 25, 50, and 80-mile ride as well. Yes,
you guys are like a mini Pelotonia.
Yeah, so that's how we've been marketing it, is that it's a great warm-up ride for that. So we have teams
Yeah.
coming out and enjoying themselves. Over 300 cyclists will be there, and White Castle will be out there at the finish line,
So you
handing
can burn
out
some calories
and then
get some
eat them
feeling.
all back. So that's going to be a fun event, July 15th. But and I should mention these amazing
Those
socks.
are amazing.
They look kind of silly, but these are.
They look like they would work well.
Yeah, the first 200 people to register will receive socks, and so that's the event happening on July 15th. But our newest event, it's coming up October 6th, and so this one, this has never happened in Columbus before. I can tell you that I was involved with an event like this back in Phoenix at the Children's Hospital. But this one's called Hope Takes Flight. Oh, there it is. Cool.
Yeah, and I saw you guys even have like a little microsite for it that's like really beautiful.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool? Yeah, so October 6th, please mark your calendars. It's going to be amazing. And basically what it is we are encouraging guests to bring a packed bag for the weekend. It takes place on a Friday, where it's going to be out at Signature Flight Support Hangar.
Which is right at the airport.
Right at the airport. And so what'll happen is we're doing a huge raffle. And if you're chosen, if you're the winner, you will board a NetJet's private jet right then and there from the event. It'll take you to New York City. It'll be an all-expense paid trip with food and limo service. You'll get tickets to Hamilton.
That's cool.
And then you come back on Sunday and pinch yourself, like, did this really happen? Because what are the chances you'll ever be in a private jet? Me, probably never, but you can win it.
How long have you done that event?
For sure.
This is the new.
This is the very first time we're doing it. There's other events like this around the country, but the first time in Columbus.
Awesome.
So we have great support from NetJets. They're a huge sponsor, and Nationwide, and Signature, and it's going to be so much fun. Tickets are on sale now, so if people want to go to
That's
it.
cool. I saw on here you could, learn more about it or get tickets, or the raffle is what you're talking
The
about
raffle,
right there, right?
But for all of us that don't win the raffle,
It's still a fun night.
It's going to be fun because we're bringing out No Regrets. They're an 80s rock cover band. They're going to just go crazy at 9 o'clock and play all of your favorite 90s or 80s, I'm sorry. And we're going to have land grant there giving out or serving beer, and it's just going to be so much fun, and a lot of food, and just drowning our sorrows because we're
Have you already had a decent amount of people pre-register that early? I mean, we do events too, and that, I mean, if you did, that would be amazing already.
We've had a few people sign up already. We're just trying to get the word out. This is the first time that this has happened, this event, and so people are like, am I reading this right? The winner really leaves that night? Yes, you leave that night. So that freaks out some people, those A-type personalities are like, ooh, I can't even imagine just getting on a jet and leaving, but yeah, it could happen.
That's cool.
Yeah, so we have a lot of great things going on, and if events aren't your thing, I encourage people to come and volunteer. It's so easy just to go to our website, click on a volunteer button at the very top, and get involved. We do food drives where we need help sorting food donations. You can come volunteer actually with our kiddos and be a reading mentor or a math mentor. It's just an hour a week of your time.
I was just going to ask you, what's the time commitment on some of those?
It's 1 hour, and I do it too. Even though I work there, I still volunteer because I get paired up with 2 little girls that 1st grade and 3rd grade, and the book's already picked out for me to read with them. And they're just so sweet. They are excited to see me, and I'm probably more excited to see them.
Do you see the same children over and over again?
Yep, it's a commitment of a school year, and it's an hour a week. You read 30 minutes with each child, and you can go over if you want a little bit, because I just love to hear about their days and what's going on with them. And They're getting that one-on-one adult time.
So where is your all's main building where that happens? Yeah.
So we're located at 33 North Grub Street, which is just east of downtown on Broad.
Okay. So in between downtown and
315.
Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
If you made it to 315, you went too far.
So, is there any other way or anything that you would want to kind of put out to everyone, how they could get involved or contribute or whatever the case?
I mean, I would say go onto our website. We try to keep it updated, but we also send out newsletters and e-blasts all the time of just the fun stuff that's happening in our building and upcoming events and just really what's going on with HFF.
Okay.
We're always up
So
to
I think
something.
that's kind of my next question too. You probably almost answered, but how can people contact you? So just go to the website and contact through there, your website, and contact through, and then contact through here, or is there a contact us, or should they call you, or
This
what's
is
the
cool.
best way?
Yeah. Anywhere up here, but I would say contact us,
Uh-huh.
and we can get them on our mailing list.
And then they can either contact through there or call the 1-888-4 shelter phone number.
Actually that's for those who are actually experiencing homelessness, but our number
There's a staff directory.
Yep, there you go.
So
And I'm on there too.
depending on who you need to contact
Just
for what
call
you
me.
want to do.
Yeah,
Just
I
call
can
you.
help you. I'll field all those calls and get you to the right person.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Genevieve, for coming in. We very much appreciate your
Of
time. Everything that all you guys do, you make our community better, and
Aw.
hopefully you can continue to expand that with your events and everything that you're doing so that you can help more people. So
Well, thank you
you.
for giving me the opportunity to talk about us.
You're welcome. So thank you guys for joining in, spending part of your day with us. Join us next week. We have Carolyn coming in from BMI Federal Credit Union, and then the week after that, Brad Harshaw, who's coming in from Strategic Payroll Solutions, a local payroll provider that we're really excited about, that's got some new technology that's going to help a lot of our small business owners. So have a wonderful weekend. I hope you are catching up from your day off from 4th of July, and we will see you next week.